The rise of misinformation surrounding the 2020 election is creating serious ongoing problems for U.S. election officials. In a recent Politico piece,
Hello, today I present to you an extremely attractive application for music lovers. It's completely free. You can listen to music online or download unlimited music to use whenever you don't have internet. The powerful search function helps you find anything you want. Trust me. It's hard not to find what you're looking for because the search function is really powerful. Application download link is attached in the description of the video. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. Thanks.
The nation's chief election officers detail how they're now on the front lines of the battle against baseless claims of fraud. They say it's not just changing how they do their jobs, it's also putting their safety at risk. Zach Montellaro wrote that article and joins me now. He covers voting rights and state politics for Politico. Zach, welcome. Thanks very much for being with us. You are just back from Iowa, where you covered this annual gathering of the nation's secretaries of state. What kinds of heightened security threats are these election officials facing, and how are they protecting themselves?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So by and large, election of professionals in this country, both at the top level, the Secretary of State, and down to even sometimes local county clerks and volunteers, receiving death threats or receiving threats of violence has become almost a regular part of their job. That is obviously concerning for a lot of different reasons, but the secretaries who I spoke to over the weekend, even outside of even the most high-profile states, say, they've increased personal security, be it regular contact with local law enforcement, or it's retrofitting their house with security cameras and things like that. It is just being more aware of when they travel, and it's working with the federal government, working with the FBI. The FBI just recently launched a task force trying to challenge, I guess, is trying to cut back on these violent threats against secretaries. So it's all these things that really election officials who in the past were kind of wonky bureaucrats you didn't know now are very thrust into the limelight and is dealing with almost daily threats, basically.
Well, restoring trust in the election process has essentially become these officials' new jobs. Zach, how are they navigating that?
Yeah, one of the big things that's changed for them is that they're not those wonky bureaucrats anymore. They have to go out and talk to the public. And part of that is how you communicate to the public. The secretaries I talked to said if you go back 6 years, 8 years, people really didn't think all that much of what actually happens when you cast your ballot. Of course, you go back to 2000. That was the last time there was kind of a lot of scrutiny, we'll say, around how votes were cast. But now people want to know how ballots are cast, where their ballots are cast, how they're counted. So it's communicating that. But it's also kind of changing who they're talking to. One big point of conversation among secretaries was, well, we can't just talk to the media. We can't just talk to reporters and say, here's what the truth is, and expect that to stick. Is they have to engage with voters, both in person and online, to communicate to them, like, this is how we count the vote. Come in and see the county voting facility. Meet us at a county fair or follow us on TikTok. It's trying to reach people so that the only point of election conversation isn't people spreading misinformation. It's those who actually run the elections as well.
Yeah, and who else are they enlisting to help them in that effort? Because that was really interesting to read in your piece. Is it something that they didn't necessarily do before? It sounds like is very much a part of their outreach is trying to specifically get in touch with lawmakers.
Yeah, it's getting in touch with state legislatures. One secretary I spoke to said, these state legislatures, state lawmakers are really the boots on the ground. They can be the ones spreading the misinformation, or if you get to them and if you educate the state lawmakers, they can be the ones talking to their own constituents and sharing what they know about the election. So it's educating state lawmakers. It's working with community groups, be it a church or an organization like the NAACP in their state, saying, okay, your communities will be targeted by misinformation. Here's how you fight that back from the members. For secretaries, the big thing is really finding trusted sources of information within communities and getting those people to give the information. That they alone can't be the ones to tell voters this is how it happens. They need to hear it from people they already know, people they already have established relationships with, be it their local elected officials, be it their pastor, be it their civic group leader. That's who really needs to get this message out.
Well, in your piece, you mentioned how some secretaries of state say their shift to become more public-facing really started during the 2016 election. Tell us more about that. What happened?
Yeah, so if you think back to the 2016 election, it feels like a lifetime ago, but it was only 5-ish years. It was the Russian disinformation campaign that kind of attacked that Russian operatives spread disinformation about the election. That was really the start of it. And it was that, and it was the increased focus on cybersecurity that, back then, even 5 years ago, election infrastructure wasn't considered critical infrastructure in our country by the federal government. There wasn't a lot of coordination. There wasn't a lot of resources given to election officials to help protect their systems. We saw in 2016 that changed a lot. That we saw a concerted effort from a foreign power to try to, spread disinformation about the election that these officials have to rise to match. And we also saw, attempts to hack and infiltrate the system. And that's kind of what changed since then in these 5 years, is that there's been a more concerted effort, with the federal government. There's been a more concerted effort among the secretaries to share resources, share best practices, and things like that.
Given this new political landscape, what kinds of changes are election officials making ahead of midterms coming up?
Yeah, a lot of the changes right now is really just kind of figuring out how can we ride out this wave, how can we ride out this storm. It feels to us that maybe we have moved past the 2020 election, right? But there is a lot of people who haven't, and these election officials are still facing these threats. So they're still navigating with that threat. And they're now trying to figure out how can we communicate to the public. God willing, the 2020 election will not be held in the middle of a pandemic. So hopefully that will be one less challenge they have to face. But it's getting these election officials starting now. They're now the ones going out, going to their county fairs, talking to their local news stations, talking to anybody they can now, trying to lay the groundwork now that can, bolster, the information campaigns around the 2022 election. That work that has to be done now, because you can't just start this a month before the election and expect everyone to buy into it. You need to start it now, and that's what they're really doing.
It's so sobering, really, to hear about these stories and to think about the extent to which officials are thinking about this differently now, a sign of the political times. Zach Montellaro for us. Zach, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.